Welcome students for the chemistry lecture. And last time you have learned the real gas behavior at low pressure condition, high temperature condition and high pressure condition and low temperature condition. You know that. Here the next point. See the next point here. The exceptional behavior of hydrogen and helium. The today's point here it is exceptional behavior of hydrogen and helium. You know the graph of Pv versus P in case of ideal gases, it is the straight line parallel with the x-axis. That means in case of ideal gases, the Pv values are constant. Okay. Then in case of real gases, this curve shows the behavior of CH4 gas. This curve shows the behavior of CO gas. While these two curves, this is the for helium gas and this is the for H2 gas. Here, in case of real gases, the Pv values first decreases, reaches to the minimum and then increases with increase in pressure. And this diagram clearly shows that in case of hydrogen and helium, the Pv values are greater than the ideal Pv values. Okay, that means the hydrogen and helium, they have the greater Pv values than the Pv values of ideal gas, and this is due to the nature of these two gases. That means the hydrogen gas and helium gas, these two gases are the lightest one, and the interaction between these two gases, it is negligible. Okay, the interaction between the gas molecules of hydrogen and hydrogen, then helium and helium, the interactions are negligible, and this is the van der Waals equation. Here P plus A upon V square into V minus B, it is equal to RT. This is the pressure correction term. A upon V square. This is the pressure correction term and this is the volume correction term. Here in case of the lightest gases, that means hydrogen and helium, phi, the Pv values are greater than the ideal Pv values, ideal gas Pv values. It is explained with this van der Waals equation. Here this term in the interaction between gas molecules, it is negligible. So in case of hydrogen and helium, we neglect this term and we have, this is the equation. That means P in a bracket P minus B, it is equal to RT. And we simplify this equation as Pv, it is equal to RT plus Pb. And this equation clearly shows that Pv values are greater than the ideal gas by this RT plus Pb. Okay, RT plus Pb here. And this is the main reason why the Pv values are greater than the real gases in case of hydrogen and helium, and due to this the hydrogen and helium, they shows the cooling effect instead of warming in the Joule-Thomson effect. Okay, you know the Joule-Thomson effect. It shows the cooling effect in case of hydrogen and helium, because the hydrogen and helium are lightest gases and the interaction between gas molecules it is neglected. So the PV values are greater above the ideal gas values, and this is the reason why the hydrogen and helium they get cooled. Okay, then the next point here it is the critical phenomena, and the isotherm, that means the variation of volume with pressure. Isotherm, it is the graph of pressure versus volume. Okay, and in this diagram here, this is the graph for ideal gas, and this graph indicates the volume decreases with increase in pressure, and the volume increases with decrease in pressure. Okay, here at low pressure the volume is greater, at high pressure the volume is less, and this variation it is shown with the help of isotherm. So your next point here it is critical isotherms or critical phenomena, and the scientist Andrew he studied the isotherms of CO2 gas at a different temperature, and he enclosed a definite volume of a gas in a glass vessel, and he measured the volume at different temperatures by increasing pressure. Understand? And plotted a graph. It is the Andrews experiment on CO2 gas. Okay. So in case of ideal gases, the graph of pressure versus volume, it is a rectangular hyperbola. Okay, and this rectangular hyperbola it is the isotherm in case of ideal gases, while in case of real gases this the rectangular hyperbola it changes. See here, these are the isotherms of CO2 gas at a different temperature. This is the graph of pressure versus volume. This diagram shows the isotherms of carbon dioxide gas at various temperatures. Here, the Andrews carried out a experiment on CO2 gas at different temperatures, and here at this point the when we increase the pressure here the volume decreases. Okay, the volume decreases, then it remains constant, here up to this point. That means there is no decrease in volume takes place. Okay, no decrease in volume takes place, and as temperature increases the vertical portion here, this vertical portion it goes on decreasing, and at a certain temperature here this temperature is 73 degrees centigrade. At this temperature it becomes a mere point. Okay, and this point it is called as critical temperature, and critical temperature means the liquid it will get convert into vapor. Okay, liquid it get convert into vapor or gas at a definite temperature, and this temperature is called as critical temperature. So now you are going to learn the Andrews experiment on CO2 gas. This is the graph at a 13.1 degree centigrade. This is the nature of the graph. This point A, this point B, here it is the point C, and somewhat here it is the point D. This vertical portion, it decreases, and at this temperature the vertical point, it becomes a mere point, and this point is called as the critical temperature, and this is the rectangular hyperbola. At this we have only a gas phase. Okay, so see here the diagram which is shown in your book. Here the Andrews experiment or study on the PVT relations of carbon dioxide and critical phenomenon. Here, the Andrews enclosed a definite amount of CO2 gas in a vessel kept at constant temperature and measured the volumes at a different pressure. The results for series of temperature are presented in this diagram, and the curves are obtained are called as isotherms. The isotherm at temperature 323 Kelvin is a rectangular hyperbola. The this curve, it is the rectangular hyperbola at temperature 323 Kelvin is a rectangular hyperbola showing the nature of ideal gas behavior. Then this temperature 304.1 Kelvin at this F point, it is the critical point. Here at this temperature 304.1 Kelvin, the isotherm remains horizontal only at a point F, which indicates the large decrease in volume or small change in pressure. And consider the isotherm at 286 Kelvin. The CO2 is entirely gaseous state at a low pressure here. At A point, the CO2, it is in a gaseous state. As we increase the pressure at this temperature 286, the volume decreases, and as we arrive at this B point, the liquefaction of the gas starts. The liquefaction, that means gas, it will get converted into liquid as soon as we arrive at this point B, and the compression, it does not take place. That means decrease in volume, it is not possible in this region from point B to C. And again with increase in pressure, the volume, it decreases with a very less amount. Then see this graph at 294 Kelvin temperature. This is the graph. L point, we have CO2 gas. Then the volume decreases with increase in pressure up to this M point, and from this M to N, the liquefaction starts, and further with increase in pressure there is no considerable decrease in a volume takes place. Then at this temperature 304.1, this horizontal portion, it becomes a mere point, and this point, it is called as critical point. Okay, this point is called as critical point. That means above this point we have only a so we have only a gas. See, The isotherm at 323 Kelvin is a rectangular hyperbola showing ideal gas behavior. Then at temperature 304, the isotherm remains horizontal only at point F, which indicates the large decrease in volume for small change in a pressure. Then consider the isotherm at 286 Kelvin. The CO2 is entirely gases at pressure, at a low pressure, as at the point A here, as at point A. As pressure increases, the volume of the gas decreases according to Boyle's law along the curve AB. At the pressure at B, liquefaction starts, and as the gas is converted into liquid with the much higher density, the volume decreases rapidly, and at C, the liquefaction is complete. The curve AB represents gas only. The curve BC remains horizontal when the gas is changing into liquid at nearly constant pressure. Along this curve, both the gas and liquid are present in equilibrium, and the curve CD represents the liquid only. Stiffness of the line CD here. It is not a straight line. Here it has a stiffness. The stiffness of the line CD indicate that liquid is not easily compressed. The portion of the liquid to a gas increase as the volume of the system changes from B to C. At the right of the diagram, only gas is present. Here at this right side, there is a gas present, and at the left hand side, only liquid is present here. Liquid is present. When the ends of horizontal sections of the isotherms are joined together here. The ends of the horizontal section are joined together by this dotted line, the so-called boundary curve or coexistence curve is obtained. This is the coexisting curve. That means here the liquid as well as gas, they are in equilibrium with each other. Within the coexisting curve, both the liquid and gas are in equilibrium. Then see this curve L, M, N, O. The isotherm at 294 Kelvin is similar to that 286 Kelvin, except that the horizontal portion of the isotherm is shorter. That means at this L point we have CO2 gas. As we increase the pressure, the volume of the CO2 gas decreases. As soon as we reach at this M point, the liquefaction of the CO2 gas starts, and at this N point, the liquefaction is completed. Okay, and along this curve, that means along M to N, the liquid and gas, two phases are in equilibrium. Okay, it will observe that the temperature is raised, the horizontal portion of the isotherm becomes shorter, that means less and less. Finally, it reduces to the point F at the temperature 304.1. At this point, the distinction between liquid phase and vapor phase disappears. At this point, the distinction between liquid phase and vapor phase, it disappears. The CO2 exists in a state called a critical state. The point F is known as critical point. The isotherm, this E, F, G, passing through the critical point is known as critical isotherm. The temperature corresponding to critical isotherm is known as critical temperature. And in this case of CO2, the critical temperature is 304.1 and the phenomenon is known as critical phenomenon. The critical temperature is the temperature up to which gas can be liquefied or above which gas cannot be liquefied even though we apply a very high pressure, or it is the temperature above which liquid cannot exist, or another another words we can say that the substance can exist only as a gas. Then the critical temperature is a characteristic temperature of a particular gas. The pressure required to reduce the pressure required to liquefy the gas at critical temperature is called as critical pressure and denoted by letter Pc, and the volume occupied by 1 mole of gas at critical temperature and critical pressure is known as critical volume. I repeat, the in this case of isotherms of CO2, the temperature 304.1, it is the critical temperature, and the critical temperature, it is the temperature it is defined as critical temperature, it is defined as the temperature up to which gas can be liquefied. Critical temperature is the temperature up to which gas can be liquefied. That means we can convert gas into liquid phase. Or alternatively, we can define the critical temperature as temperature above which gas cannot be liquefied. Critical temperature is the temperature above which gas cannot be liquefied, even though we apply a very high pressure. Or alternatively, again we can define the critical temperature as the temperature above which liquid cannot exist or substance can exist only as a gas, and the critical temperature is the characteristic temperature of the gas. Then the pressure required to liquefy the gas at a critical temperature. The pressure required to liquefy the gas at a critical temperature is known as critical pressure, and the volume occupied by 1 mole of gas at a critical temperature and critical pressure is known as critical volume. Okay, then the next point here, it is continuity of the state. Here the continuity of the state, it is, that means it is possible to convert a liquid CO2 into a gas. It is possible to convert liquid CO2 into a gas and gas into liquid without any discontinuity. Okay, continuity of state means it is possible to convert liquid CO2 into gas and gas into liquid without any discontinuity. Here it means without having more than one phase present in the system. Without having more than one phase in the system at any time. Suppose a certain volume of X here. X, it is a certain volume of CO2 gas represented on the isotherm ABCD is heated at a constant volume, so the temperature and pressure increases up to a point Y. Here, the temperature and pressure increases up to the point Y, which is above the critical point. Now suppose gas is cooled. Now suppose gas is cooled without change in pressure, so that the temperature and the volume both will decrease along YZ, but at point Z the CO2 will exist in a liquid state. As this point is present on the isotherm ABCD at temperature 286 Kelvin, during this conversion of gas into liquid, at any time only one phase exists. The process is said to be continuous and it is known as continuity of the state. Okay, that means here at this X point we have CO2 and in a gaseous phase, CO2 in a gaseous phase or gaseous state. And if we increase the temperature and pressure of this definite volume of gas up to this Y point, okay, at this Y point we have certain pressure and certain temperature, and remember this temperature, it is above the critical temperature. And if we cool the CO2 along this YZ, and at this Z point we have a CO2 in a liquid state. Okay, here there is no discontinuity. Here we have CO2 in a gaseous state, here we have CO2 in a liquid state, and this is the continuity of the state. Then for the next lecture you will learn the relationship between critical constants and van der Waals constant. Okay, so study well, stay home and prepare yourself. If you have any doubts, then ask me so that you will get understand well. Thank you. We will see later on.